on calling you guys saying that I'm harassing her. Now, she's basically, what is the paper actually saying? How did I harass her exactly?
This one, from what I told you, well, you can read, I guess it states, I'm just going to give this.
No, you can't, but
I can make a copy of it for you.
no, but it's just the fact that we have a city employee that's claiming harassment, but can't explain how am I harassing her.
It's right here. I'm not going to read it.
So does it have sexual harassment on here like the first one?
No.
Let's see.
This is the exclusion. You can hold on. You can
John
throw it
Doe,
away when you're done.
John Doe stated that to a library team member, he doesn't need the library. That's not illegal. Since he found, let me finish reading it. Since he found, no, this is the one.
Okay.
Since he found a better place with Wi-Fi and electricity. He proceeded to list off all his future plans, such as post 5 videos regarding interactions with City Hall. That's not illegal. Post a series of videos in order of his interactions with Boca Raton Public Library staff. That's not illegal. And his plans to continue with lawsuit. That's not illegal. This is complete nonsense. That's not harassment.
I don't want
So
to.
what I could do for you, man, is
It's not gonna
You
be
can
free.
keep it, man. I mean, you heard that, right?
I did.
How was that harassment?
well, what I could do for you, because we don't really call the shots here.
Okay.
They basically just tell us what to do. I could document. I'm going to document it either way.
Yeah, keep
but I'll
that.
document everything that you're
Keep
saying.
that for your records because
Yeah.
this is defamation of character. This is
Yeah.
libel. This is slander.
I can give you a case number.
Yeah, give me a case number, and I actually want that person arrested because I just read to the world how I was lied on once again. She's saying that I'm harassing her,
Yeah.
but the statements that's written on the paper is First Amendment protected speech. That's not harassment.
I hear you.
It doesn't matter who I say it to. If I said it, it's still not harassment. Harassment is me harassing that person directly. And in fact, the only conversation that me and the individual had this morning is, can you tell the janitor to put some toilet paper in there? That's the only conversation we had. So based upon what based upon what she's dialing 911 for, it's completely different than what's on that paper, just like the first time.
Yeah.
I love this shit,
Sure.
to be honest with
Like
you.
I
I'm
said,
not mad.
I'm going to document everything you're saying.
I love it.
The only thing is you don't want to give us your name, so your name won't be able to be in the room.
John Doe. It has John
I
Doe
can
on there.
write John
But we
Doe.
now know her name is Esther, though.
Okay.
We know her name is Esther for sure. And I think that's
Do you want your name in the report?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Because this is good for my lawsuit. Like it says right there, lawsuit. So it seems to me that this is retaliation. This is what it is. That's what the paper read.
Yep.
Retaliation for a class action lawsuit and me stating I'm going to post 5 videos. That's not illegal. You read it. Yeah, everybody's seen it. Is that illegal?
It's not illegal.
Okay. So can anyone tell me how what that paper says constitutes harassment?
Well, so basically the way it works is they're the representative of the property.
Yeah, but they just lied on paper. That doesn't constitute harassment.
And
Even you know that.
right. The point is that we weren't here during the altercation. Or the
But you don't need to
so we
be.
don't know.
You see what's written on
One
paper.
person says
It's what
compared to
exactly.
someone
It's
else
what.
says.
Say that again.
It's what she says against what you say. And honestly, anyone could say anything's harassing. It's just how they perceive it. We're not saying it's harassment. We're not saying that what you say or what she says, anything is deemed harassment. It's what she wants to report, which she felt was harassing. That's
So,
it. It's her opinion on how she felt.
So my last question is, can we get the Florida statute for harassment now? Can you find that and read that off to us to see what harassment in the state of Florida is? By the way, that lady called the police on me and said that I was harassing her. Yeah, interesting. Can someone get the Florida statute?
I'm not going to read through the Florida statute.
But-
Harassing. But what I will tell you is we'll document. If you feel it's harassing, I will document. Or
Yeah, I want her arrested. This is the second time she's lied on me, and she works for the city. Her name is Esther, once again.
Right there.
It should be illegal for a city employee to continuously abuse 911 and lie because her 911 call was for harassment. The paper is saying, it's talking about a lawsuit. Me stating that I'm going to sue the city is not harassment.
No, and we're not. Like I said, I'm not saying it's.
One simple question, met with pressure, suspicion, and no badge in sight. A calm journalist holds the line and exposes shaky authority. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Because rights mean little if you're too afraid to use them.
I think she just called for backup. So I'm going to sit here and wait for him as I don't need anything. For what reason? But I can though.
You're on private property. What do you need?
So this isn't the police department?
This is the police department, but what do you need?
I don't need anything.
Okay. So how can I help you?
Oh, I'm recording.
For what?
I'm an independent journalist. Appreciate it.
Okay. From where?
I'm independent.
You have your ID with you?
I don't need it.
For what?
For what reasonable
Well,
suspicion
I
do
don't
you
want you
commit a crime?
sitting here recording on the police department for obvious security
Well, you
reasons,
just told me it was private.
Okay.
You just told me. What's your badge number?
You don't need my badge number.
I do need your badge number. You just engaged with me. So if anything else, call your
Would you like the
superior.
supervisor?
I would.
Sure.
Because you're supposed to give me your name and badge number when I ask for it. Okay. We will see. We will definitely see. Hello.
How you doing, guy?
All right. How about yourself?
I'm good.
When you walk
That's
up-
good. Can I have
when
your
you
name and
walk
badge
up to
number,
my
please?
car-
No, not right this minute. You can't. What are you here
Oh,
for?
and why can't I?
Because I'm asking you, why are you here?
I don't. It's the public. I don't need a reason to be in public.
Really?
I don't. Is this not? Is
Somebody
this,
coming up here?
Yeah.
is this not
So,
public?
I just want to real quick explain to you. When I'm on the phone right now, I'm talking to somebody from the courts, right? I'm
Okay.
on the phone with the judge.
That's fine.
And you walk up to my car.
And I said, pardon me.
Okay. So
Right.
then you asked if you can go back there.
I said, was it publicly accessible? Correct.
It is not.
Okay, and that's fine, but this is, so what's the problem?
No.
I have the freedom of press. I'm sorry. You're going to get some education today.
So then you're refusing to tell me your name or anything, right?
I am an independent journalist, and I don't have to tell you my name unless you have reasonable suspicions that I've committed a crime.
So I don't have to tell you my name, right?
Okay, so why are you
the
engaging me
courtesy
asking me?
can go both ways.
Well, I
am
don't
right?
want to have courtesy.
Could
I don't
the
want. I don't
courtesy
need a
go
lecture.
both ways, yes or no,
Hey.
right? So now I had to get off the phone with the judge.
You didn't have to.
Well, yes, I did because
Okay.
because you're coming over here.
Right, and I'm coming over
so
here and
when
doing
I'm on
what?
the phone with the judge right now,
What am I doing exactly?
you're not understanding what I'm saying. So I'm on the phone
Hey, how
with
you
the
doing?
judge. You come over to my car.
And I said,
ask if
pardon
you
me.
can film.
I said, pardon
No,
me.
you cannot. No.
So
That's it.
the lady's in the car. I'm recording. I came up. I said, "Hey, excuse me. Is this area publicly accessible? The fenced area, which is open?" And she says, "No." I said, "Okay. Sorry about that." She said, "What do you need?" I said, "I don't need anything." I continue to walk off and continue to record. There's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. Everything I'm doing right now is constitutionally protected. It's the First Amendment. I have the freedom of speech and press, so I don't see what the problem is. If this is a public area, which it is, since it's the police department, what's the problem? She claims she doesn't have to state her name and badge number after she engaged with me. It's not like I came up and had a problem or anything like that. So now you're saying you don't. So you're saying that you don't have to.
You walked over to my car
And said, "Pardon
while I
me."
was on the
Hey,
phone.
hey, so are you from Indianapolis?
I am actually.
Okay, so you remember the news reports not too long ago? We had someone come by and fire shots into this
That has
roll call?
nothing to do with me.
I understand that.
Okay.
Do you understand why we would be a little concerned about someone wandering around in
It's
our
a
parking lot?
safety issue.
Okay, and once I told her that I was an independent journalist and I have the freedom of press, and
Well,
what?
independently journalists, journalize whatever you like.
Thank you. So can I have your name and badge number? She told me I couldn't record here, that this property was private. So all of that there is a lie. This is publicly funded. I want her name
Well,
and badge
there's
number.
sections of it.
I want her name.
that-
But okay, this is publicly accessible. I never went into any private area.
You
All
seem
right.
very confrontational.
I'm not-
Can I ask you what?
Confrontation. I've been
why-
approached. I walked away from her after asking if that area was publicly accessible. She said no. I continued to walk off, and then she chased me down. I politely waited right there for her.
Down, you have that
Hey,
recording
excuse me.
at
Hey,
work.
I
So
stopped.
your journalism. What's the?
I don't
story
have
you
to
got?
answer any questions. Not regarding that. If I'm not being detained,
I'm Lieutenant Karate. Have a good
I don't
day.
want to be touched. Appreciate it. Thank you. There's 4 people around me with guns. I feel very threatened.
You weren't.
You just touched me.
You're free to leave.
If I'm free to leave, I'm free to stay. Appreciate it. All right, thank you. Thank you. No, sir, you weren't. But I want her name and badge number, though. That's for sure.
That's Officer
I want
Fra-
yours as well.
That's Officer Frazier.
Everybody that here that just engaged in this confrontation, I need all their names and badge numbers, especially
the
Tyrant. She's a
Officer
tyrant.
Frazier, Lieutenant Karate.
Okay, and what's your badge number?
Have a
I don't
good
want to
day.
get all in. What's your badge
I'm
number?
Adam 201.
201?
Yeah, have a good
It
day.
says 158 right there. I'm sorry. Pardon me. What's your name and badge number?
I'm Officer Connect.
And what's your badge number?
You know, there's a point of this. It's kind of like, bordering on harassment.
How is it harassment? You're public service. I can record you all I want.
Exactly.
Right.
You have no business right
So
here right
arrest
now.
me. I do. This is public. I don't need any business to be in public.
We're all teenagers.
Right. Okay. Right. Thank you. So therefore, you were wrong. Have a good day, tyrant. You're all fucking tyrants.
Recording in a public post office. Legal, calm, and well within your rights. So why did it end in threats, detention, and almost a trespassing charge? And what happens when the deputy giving the orders ends up arrested herself? Watch closely. Then like, comment, share, and subscribe. Because knowing your rights is one thing, defending them is another.
How we doing today?
Good, how are you? Well, who are you? Why don't you tell me that?
Who am I? I'm a good citizen.
Who are you? Who do you work for? What are you doing up here recording?
Well, it's my right as an American, as a free American. Am I breaking the law?
Sir, I'm asking you, have they asked you to leave from inside?
No, they haven't.
Okay.
They don't have any reason to ask me to leave.
Okay. Well, they can. They don't have to
You
have
think
a
so?
reason. They don't have to have Sir, outside. Sir, do you have your ID on you?
For what?
Do you have your ID on you?
For what?
Okay. All right.
Am I committing a crime?
No, sir, but you are being placed on trespass.
Corporal Hardy then arrives, and I inform him of the Code of Federal Regulations that govern photography on federal property, and the 2018 DHS memo that's clarified the public has a right to videotape and photograph the exterior and interior of federal facilities from publicly accessible areas.
Sir, I'm Corporal Hardy. How can I help you?
Corporal Hardy, nice to see you. I came in here to take some photographs for news purposes.
Yes, sir.
And nobody asked me to leave.
Okay.
This deputy doesn't know the law, and I'm hoping you do. This is owned by the federal government. This is federal property, United States Post Office. This is a public area. Inside is a public lobby. There is a poster 7 in here that gives the rules and regulations about photography and the conduct on postal property. I'll be glad to show it to you.
Okay.
And it allows me to do what I'm doing. Not only that, DHS memo came out that says photographs on all federal property, inside and outside in publicly accessible areas, is lawful activity.
Yes, sir.
And not to mention the First Amendment
Okay.
to the Constitution, and I'm here exercising my right to the First Amendment. And branch manager doesn't know her own rules and regulations, and she doesn't know the law.
Okay, so did they ask you to leave, sir?
No, they didn't.
They never asked you to
They
stop,
have
sir?
no reason to ask me to leave because I'm not breaking any of their rules or regulations.
Okay, but they do have the right to refuse your service, sir. Do you have any idea on you, sir? They do
No,
want you on
sir.
trespass
Okay.
location. You
Okay.
started the piece,
All
sir.
right.
You started a data or operation of business.
No,
That is a crime
they're-
stalking law. That's called breach of peace.
Well,
I need your ID.
lying to 911 is also against the law.
Yes, it is, sir. But I had to verify that from you. You say you have video, so I'm asking to verify your part. You saying that they're lying about what they call disturbance. So are you able to give me your ID so I can do what I have to do? Sir, I'm saying you're basically committing a crime, or breach of peace,
No, I'm
third
not.
peace. I'm telling you, that's where they're saying you're disturbing
Well,
peace,
they
sir.
can say whatever they want, but
Okay,
I'm not
I'm
committing
sorry.
a crime.
I'm investigating that. I'm
Okay, I
detaining you for
understand
basically
that.
investigating that. So basically, I had a right to ask for your ID, and I'm asking for your ID for a breach of peace, sir. So I need
Okay.
your ID.
Okay, well, I did not commit a crime.
I'm telling you did. So basically,
How
I'm
do
saying
you know? You weren't even here.
disturbing peace. We have
You
multiple
weren't even
witnesses,
here.
sir. So basically, the branch manager, you say
Where's
you're
the
saying.
witnesses?
That is right there, sir. They're verifying with that. You are disturbing peace,
She
sir.
doesn't know her rules and regulations,
But I'm
and
telling
I'll
you,
be
sir.
glad to show you that.
I'm telling you, sir. I need your ID. You have your name. What's your name, sir?
Am I being threatened with arrest?
You're being detained, sir, for basically
Okay.
investigating of a
Your
crime.
name. I told you that.
Yeah, she
So
said- she
basically,
said-
I need your name. So what's your
Okay,
name?
being in detention in South Carolina does not require an ID.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm committed to suspecting you of a crime. Yes, it does, sir. I have the right to identify who you are. Yes,
So
you
you
are.
think this is a stop and ID state?
Sir, you about so.
Do you
Are you
understand?
refusing to identify
Can
who
I-
you are? Are
can
you
I get
refusing
your-
to identify who you are?
No,
sir?
I'm not.
I need your ID.
Can we get your supervisor out here?
No. This
Can
is
we
what
get a sergeant, please?
No, you're gonna
Can we
deal
get a
with
sergeant?
me,
6 feet, sir.
Sir.
6 feet.
What's your name, sir? What's your last name? Last name, sir? Are you refusing to identify who you are?
This is not a
Are you
stop and
refusing, sir,
this
are
is
you
not.
refusing to
Am
identify
I
who you are, sir?
under threat of arrest? I will.
I'm saying, what's your last name, sir?
Are you going to arrest me if I don't show ID?
Sir, you are, like I told you, you are breaching peace right now, sir. You're disturbing peace. You receive a call about you. We have a complaint from the manager inside. You are disturbing peace. You're
I am not disturbing the
Yes,
peace.
sir, you are.
I am not.
So if you don't refuse to identify who you are, yes, you probably will go to jail. I will give you for breach of peace, sir. So what's you going to do? How did you get here, sir? How did you get here? Did you drive here?
Is that important?
Yes, it is very important. Did you drive here, sir? You're doing a whole lot of stuff for no reason at all. You denied the thing you did drive here, and basically you know in South Carolina you need ID to operate a vehicle in South Carolina.
Am I operating a vehicle?
Sir, that's why you didn't want to ask questions, because you know you drove here.
Sir, I need a sergeant.
You know you drove here.
I need a sergeant here. I'm asking for your supervisor.
Sir,
Can I get a sergeant
That's
here?
still not gonna stop. Are you refusing to give who you are, sir?
I'm not refusing anything.
Yes,
All
you are,
I
sir.
want-
I asked you multiple times. You gonna rewind your camera back. I asked you multiple times.
Okay,
You're refusing to identify yourself.
Being detained does not require me to show an ID.
It does. Yes, sir. You're investigating of a crime. Yes, sir. It does require. You don't know your law, sir. You need to review your law. Yes, it does.
Can you state that statute?
Sir, no, you can go state statute, sir. You can look it up.
I looked it up.
It's no ignorance in law. So if you don't know, sir, you can go look it up. That's
Trespass does not apply to public property in South Carolina.
Sir, so they can refuse service. So basically,
they can refuse service,
okay, so
and I'll take it up with their higher
okay, so I'm asking, you want your trespass? They can put your trespass. It also is a business. They can refuse. They can put your trespass.
This is not a business. This is government.
So, sir, is it not a business operation? Do you not transaction money? Is it not considered still business, sir?
They're owned by the federal government. They're not Walmart.
Okay, sir.
So this is not private property.
They still refuse service. They still place people on trespass.
This is not private property. Is this a sergeant?
No, this is my captain.
Oh, hey. How you doing, Captain?
Hello.
Okay,
so basically they want more trespassing. He's basically, I told him, basically got called, told him disturbing people. I'm asking for his identification. I told him he's detained. He refused to identify who he is, give his identification, so they need to pay for trespass.
Captain, I'm not breaking any law. I came in here, I didn't disturb anybody. I came in here and I was recording the greeting cards, and I wasn't even aiming it at the employees or the customers at that time. And the branch manager came out and said, wanted to know who I was. She wouldn't identify herself. She wanted to know who I was with. I said I'm with myself, and she thought that the rules were on her door that said no photography. And I went and I looked. I said, man, there's no rules. There's a poster 7 in here that allows photographs for news purposes in entrances, lobbies, foyers, and corridors, and that's where I've been. I haven't been in any restricted areas. I am completely following the law, and I'm following post office rules and regulations. Can't trespass your eyes, you know, what you can see from public spaces. But I'm not here to get anybody's information. I'm not here to create a disturbance. I'm here to make sure these employees know their rules and the Richland County deputies know the law, and these two don't know the law. They think this is a stop and ID state. Elders thinks you can trespass people from public property, and the trespassing statute that has been affirmed by the South Carolina Supreme Court says the trespassing statute is only for private property. This is not their living room. They don't own this building.
I understand. I know where you're coming from. I understand that part.
So they're trying to issue me a trespass. He's trying to arrest me for disorderly conduct. Breach of peace. And I'm not breaching any peace. I didn't even have a conversation with any customers. So there's no customer in here.
You haven't intercepted the flow of business.
Not at all. Not at all. In fact, they're not even that busy. They never asked me to leave either. They always started that when the elders walked in there.
It's closed, so they're asking you to leave the premises now that it's closed.
I'll accept that. But if you're going to try to issue me a trespass, that's going to be a violation of my civil rights.
Well, sir, if you have a good lawyer, sir, you can sue, sir. If that's the violation of your right, you can sue, sir.
Is that what you want me to do?
This is a public domain. You could be in the parking lot.
I would have left if she hadn't detained me. You know, because
she's not detaining you.
Okay.
Or at least not anymore. We'll discuss these points of law a little bit closer.
Yeah. It says the word till I go to the post office, where it is allowed. The Department of Homeland Security had put out a memo. It's allowed in public exterior and interior of publicly accessible areas. And the post office has a poster 7, which I tried to show Hardy. He didn't want to look at it, but it says news photographs for news purposes is allowed in entrances, lobbies, foyers, and corridors. I mean, but they don't know it. They think there's a sign on the door saying no photographs. So they need to be educated. And that's why I'm here.
It's funny because while I'm complaining now to the captain about his deputies that don't understand the trespass laws or ID laws of South Carolina, they're walking through the parking lot running plates trying to figure out my ID. So the captain says I'm free to go, and they do the drive of shame.
2 public places, 2 calm citizens, and 2 very different reactions to a camera. When silence, pressure, and threats replace policy and law, who's really out of line? Like, comment, share, and subscribe, because standing firm is how rights are kept alive.